G'day guys, how's it going? My name is AussieTash and we are back with another Canada reaction video. This one is done by DankPods. Guys, check him out. He's an Aussie YouTuber. I absolutely love his stuff. He's hilarious, mate. He's gone to Canada. He's visiting Canadian Tire. Let's get into it. But before we do, guys, please make sure to jump on, smash the like button, hit the notification bell for all future live streams and videos. Okay. Let's get into it. I went to Canadian Tire. Let's roll.
Oh, hey, mate.
How's it going, mate?
It's been a while, hey? You can hear I'm still recovering from illness and stuff, and yeah. I went to Canada.
What are you doing?
The duck wins. That's right, mate. I fought back the insane crowds that frequently engulf Adelaide Airport. Mate, usually you have to bring a canoe so like, you can just surf over everyone's heads, hey? Because like it's so crowded all the time.
Oh,
mate, you just gotta park at home and walk in, eh? Because like traffic is nuts. Oh, mate, as you can see, it's absolute pandemonium here. Literally out of control. Adelaide. And like, mate, Canada's nowhere near Adelaide, hey? So like, I had to go to New Zealand first, and like, I don't get the appeal, mate. Like, it's so dark there. Like how they film Lord of the Rings, mate. Like, it's so dark. Like, I couldn't see anything. So like, Canada, hey? Like, I've never seen mountains like this before.
Yeah,
I mean, this is my first time ever overseas, and mate, it was probably hot and humid. It's like Queensland. I couldn't believe it. And yet, you can spot mountains from your Uber with snow on them. That was my first ever look at snow as an Aussie. I mean that. I've never seen snow before, mate. We have like summers that hit 45. Yeah. And yet, we had the aircon.
Okay, this is really, really cool. So this guy's come all the way from Adelaide. My gosh, it will take longer to go from Adelaide to Canada than it would from Brisbane to Canada. And he's not lying, mate. There's no way he's going to see snow in Adelaide. It is never going to snow in Adelaide. Climate change has gone all belly up if it's snowing in Adelaide. I'll tell you this. So yeah, it's really, really cool. This guy, he's never been overseas from the sounds of things. He's making the trip to Canada and he can see snow on the mountains. That's really, really cool. I have memories of going to Adelaide when I was a little girl, driving from Melbourne to Adelaide. So that is a hellish drive when you're like 5 years old. The one thing I do really remember about Adelaide is on the way, my mum pulled me out of the car during the middle of the night and said, look up in the sky, and there was Halley's Comet. So yeah, I was about 5, 6 years old, and I do remember watching Halley's Comet go through the sky on my drive from Melbourne to Adelaide. So yeah, there's a little story for you guys. Do you remember seeing Halley's Comet? Totally random, but yeah. All right, let's see how this trip goes. I went to Canadian Tire. I just love his accent, guys. He's playing it up a little bit. We all don't sound like that. Do I sound like that? Fair income, let me know.
On blasting, or just taking in the small cultural differences like drive-through ATMs. Never seen that. Going to my first Taco Bell. It's okay. Fudge-dipped New York cheesecake on a stick. And then I met this Pikachu man on a motorcycle.
What is that?
As a gigantic car nerd, like just the stare at traffic full of things I don't recognize was so much fun. Huge trucks everywhere. No one has these in Australia. They cost so much here in Australia.
They do.
And yet, here's people using them as family sedans. Surely this guy has a government-issued certificate to show that he owns a genuine street-going battle cruiser. I did get to glance at the Freedom-mobile. Only once, though. Literally cool vintage cars everywhere all of the time. And this guy has the longest vehicle I've ever seen. Like, it dwarfs even the huge F-150s. I had to tick off some culinary delights. Like, you know, I tried Tim Hortons.
Okay, guys, I do have a video. I've reacted to a video from this guy before. It's called Spotting Cars, and it's another video he must have done when he was in Canada. Guys, check that out. It is absolutely hilarious. Okay, so he's gone to Tim Hortons. All I've tried from Tim Hortons is their coffee. I love my Tim Hortons coffee. So, yeah, let's see what this guy's tried. I mean, I've tried lots of food like the All Dressed, lots of things that people have sent me in little gift bags and stuff. Oh, Eve sent me heaps of chocolates. I think you can see them down there. But yeah, let's see what he's tried while in Canada.
It's okay. The coffee has no punch to it. I mean, it's like a nice sweet drink thing, like, which is great. but like no coffee kit.
Okay.
Had to try poutine.
Yes.
And like, of course it's amazing. Mate, it's chips and gravy. Like
Yeah.
already at the top of the delicious weight gainage tier. And like you guys have just smashed huge chunks of cheese on it. Like, of course it's I loved it. Oh, but mate,
Yeah.
forget all that. I know you're here for the absolute main event, Canadian Tire. A mate of mine insisted that I go to a Canadian Tire, and I said, like, well, why do I need to go to a tire shop? Oh, so like straight out the gates, mate, dirt. They're selling dirt. Like, those aren't tires. They aren't even in the same product category. What's happening? What kind of tire shop is this? I see nothing here automotive. What is it with Canadians and tartan? Bunch of balloons. How does this aid in the forward momentum of an automobile? It's strange, mate. Most of this aisle's mostly empty. No clothes or boots or anything. Well, these aren't tires. Yeah, we don't really have these in Australia. Wait, does that count? Does
That's
that
a
count
tire?
as a tire? It's the closest thing yet. Well, I mean, I guess
Oh
these
my
are related
gosh.
to tires. I mean, they both take air to form a sphere. But I'm telling you right now,
on.
the tires have nothing in common at all with spices. Written in French. Frank is on a roll. Frank, look, you're on a roll. And amazing that only Frank could be outdone in a showing signs of emotion contest with a stinking paper towel roll. Microwaves.
What?
Fridges. Marine equipment. Wait, why are all these shelves empty? Oh my dingus.
Hold on. Canadian Tire is a full-on retail outlet, like factory, warehouse. They're huge. I thought it was just like a tire store. Like, you know, we've got like Jack's here in Australia or Bridgestone Tire, you know, where you go and buy tires and stuff for your car. I've really never looked into Canadian Tire. They sell everything. There was microwaves, jackets, toilet paper, mate, marine stuff, boots, everything. This is not just a tire place. Where have I gone wrong? How did I not know this?
Illustrations of wheels. This is the closest we've
There we
been
go.
yet. There's actual automotive related products in the store. Oh, Canada. Only you. Really, guys,
Hockey
the
sticks.
tartan. And we're now in La La Land. Gym equipment.
Yeah,
This
stay
place
away
literally
from that.
just stocks everything but tires. Oh, but finally,
Here we
I
go.
find the tires. They do exist at Canadian Tire. Well, golly, that was worth the over 20 hours of travel across two countries.
It would
5
be.
hours in New Zealand, and then like a 14-hour flight to Canada. And mate, it was rough. It was one of the longest
It
things
is,
I've ever
eh?
sat through. Oh, half the plane was sick with something as well. Cramped chairs. No air control, mate. Boeing 787 Dreamliner. More like carbon fiber minibus. Mate, all your favorite characters were there. The crying baby. The snoring guy, getting smacked by the flight attendants as they're walking up and down the aisle. And mate, one person wouldn't stop farting. Not a single wink of sleep. And the last time that happened to me, I'd broken my leg for the first time. And like, I couldn't
Oh my
sit in any
gosh.
position without being in excruciating pain. It was horrible. I'll do anything.
Mate, I'm telling you now, I have done the long flights, man. I flew like, was it like 15 hours or something from Perth to Abu Dhabi? Oh, mate, could have been more, I don't know, but it was horrible. So yeah, I know how he's feeling. For me to get from Brisbane to Paris, dead set, I'm not joking, it took 23 hours. I flew Brisbane to Perth, Perth to Abu Dhabi, and then Abu Dhabi to Paris. And it was like 3 over stop hours in Perth and another 3-hour stopover in Abu Dhabi. So, mate, just think of us Australians, mate, and what we actually have to do to fly internationally, mate. You feel it knocks you on your butt. I'm telling you now. You walk around like a zombie for the next 24 hours trying to get over the jet lag and just switch on. So yeah, you need a whole day to sleep. I didn't. We didn't. We ended up like sleeping for 2 hours and, you know, trying to travel around Paris. We were dead. We were walking around dead. I remember going to watch the Moulin Rouge show at, you know, the Moulin Rouge in Paris. And I'm like, wake up. Look where you are. Come on, come on. But yeah, he's not exaggerating. it just knocks you on your butt, hey? So, yeah. And by the sounds of it, this guy was not happy with who he was flying with. He obviously had economy seats, so, you know, your seats are like this big. Yeah. He had a rough trip, I'm telling you.
Thing to never fly long distance coach again.
Yeah.
And Frank stayed at my sister's place, so she's a huge reptile nerd and wanted the opportunity. And
This is his
Frank
snake.
hadn't eaten in over 6 weeks, and yet she pooed everywhere for him. Now my sister knows why Frank's pet name is Stinky. Frank can bomb out the whole house. Also, I may, what did I buy? Well, the thing is, in this modern world, it's like, it's another Western style country. Even if brands aren't familiar, there's no real surprises, you know. Cool products for us Aussies are very similar to cool things for Canadians, especially in this buy on the internet, get it from wherever kind of world we're in. And so I targeted low tier tourist garbage, like this Canada hat. Not made in Canada.
I've got heaps of Canada
pencils, not made in Canada. A Canadian flag. Yes, made in Canada.
Oh,
Get
right.
some Canadian money. I mean, it's so similar to Aussie money where, you know, it's not paper, so you can't tear it. And it's
give it a rip, mate.
And coins. So you call them loonies? This is a $2 one?
Well, that's a toonie,
It's got
mate.
a bear on it. I mean, had to get chocolates and whatnot.
Oh.
Like, excellent. These were outstanding. I smashed the box in a single sitting. I found a toy shop, so, like, mates of mine, you know, got, like, Pokemon cards and blind bags and things. Look
that
at
in a
this
Canadian
cheese
Tire?
mouse. Amazing. This stuff, it's called, like, Nido. And it's like the most satisfying thing I've ever like squeezed.
Mate, you needed to
one
buy
my personal
thrills.
trainer. You can't
They
put it
are
down.
so
It is the
good.
nicest feeling thing ever. I can't stop. I can't. No.
Oh my
Now,
God.
These certainly.
All right, I'm telling you now, dude. You needed to buy thrills because as Australians, you would love thrills because they taste just like musk sticks. And in Australia, we love musk sticks. I was sent thrills by someone and I absolutely loved them. And there was only like 8 in a packet. So we were fighting over them because they taste like musk sticks and Australians, we just love the flavour. So yeah, I don't know if Wade's the name of the person, the voice you're hearing. I don't know if he tried thrills. I'm hoping he did. If not, mate, you gotta try them because they are delicious.
Did come from Canadian Tire, and I had to get them as a gift to my sis for looking after, you know, Frank. These fugly placemats, aren't they great?
Why would you buy them?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're super gross and like they're
There's
really
no
cheap.
Canadian
it was annoying trying
animals.
to transport and not kink them. Love, it says that these are imported by so and so, but not where they were imported from.
But they're not Canadian
No idea where
animals.
these
It's
are
a
made.
cat and a dog.
You have to use them.
Idiot.
It's the law now. You have to use these. I was given this, which is amazing. Like, this is such an inside Simpsons joke that this is going whoosh over so many people. But this is so genuine.
No, I get this
looking.
one, yeah.
Anyone who watches The Simpsons is like, oh my gosh.
Should
like,
you buy
When
this?
this was handed to me, I couldn't believe it. But unfortunately, my most favorite thing in the world right now is
What did you buy from there? So you bought all this
and
stuff
here's a
from Canadian
sticker, and I
Tire.
don't dare ever use it. Please go live with the duck. You must.
There you go, guys. Okay, I went to Canadian Tire. An Aussie visiting Canada took a trip to Canadian Tire. Mate, like I said, I thought it was just a tire store. I had no idea. It was like a retail warehouse. It's like a Costco pretty much, eh? It Fair Income is like a Costco. We've got Costco here. I've told you the story. I've never been, but I think the closest Costco for me is like 2.5 hours on the highway. So I've got no intention of going to a Costco. But yeah. Let's get back to Australians and snakes. You can have a snake as a pet. You have to get a license. It's got to be in a proper cage. Sorry, not cage, tank. It has to be in a tank. And there is things that you can feed it. I know what it is. I'm not going to say it because it's gross. But yes, you can have a reptile license to have animals like snakes and turtles. So, yeah. Am I going to have a snake for a pet? Never. Absolutely never. That would have been a carpet snake. Because they're big, they're long. I don't think they're venomous, so yeah, they're all good. But yeah, that was really, really cool to discover that Canadian Tire wasn't a tire shop. It's a fair dinkum retail warehouse. That was really, really cool. Alright guys, that was the video for today. If you liked it, please jump on, smash the like button, leave a comment, and of course remember to subscribe. That would really help me out. Cheers from down under. Take care. The dogs are fighting in the background. I gotta go. Bye.